Hi, so this video is about sleep and stress. When I had chronic fatigue, I would alternate from hypersomnia to insomnia. I'd have weeks of 14 hours a day and feeling unrefreshed and sleeping an hour a night for up to 2 or 3 weeks at a time. And if you've ever had experience with insomnia like that, you know how it feels, and it's not good. So I broke that cycle with a number of things that I'm going to show you today, and the first one, I went to see a chiropractor, and it was a free consultation, so I thought I might as well go. I wouldn't have gone otherwise, but it's a good job I did go, because it was a huge improvement to everything when it came to recovering from chronic fatigue. When I went, she said I was one of the worst cases she's ever seen in terms of tension and muscle knots. And the thing is, when I hear about other people with chronic fatigue, is they always have some primary function that's just off, whether it's posture, breathing, things of that nature. So it's very, very important that you get those basic things fixed. Hit chronic fatigue from every angle, that anything beneficial, and it will add to your recovery. So I went in and I had no idea that my posture was so bad. I had a forward chin, shoulders inwards, shoulders up tight, and I was walking around like this for I don't know how long, but long enough for me to not notice any difference. So when I was at the chiropractor, she did something where they push on the trigger points in the body, so in your shoulders and your back and everything. And once I had that done, I felt like a completely new person. I was loose, I was able to relax properly, because when I was going through chronic fatigue, I always felt agitated and unable to relax fully. So that was it really did make a huge difference for me. The other thing I've got here that helped me was fixing my sleep. So I was at the belief before where as long as you were getting sleep, it didn't matter what time of the day it was, be it during the day or at night. But from my experience of doing all different sleeping patterns under the sun, sleeping during the day it's just not beneficial when you're trying to recover. Going to bed early and waking up early is probably the best thing you can do for yourself in terms of sleep. Now, when it comes to sleep, I don't know whether this is true or not, but they say that an hour before 12 is worth 2 after 12. So it could be a load of crap, or from my experience, it's not. When I would go to bed really early and I would sleep for less duration, I would feel more refreshed than when I would be sleeping 14 hours a day. So that's something to take into consideration. Now, the other thing that helped me at the same time during when I was going to the chiropractor was a psychologist. And for the longest time I put off a psychologist purely on the basis that I was insulted at the fact that someone would suggest that what I was going through was psychological. Now, that isn't the case. It plays a role in chronic fatigue for many people, but it's not the main problem. It's just an addition. It will help you heal if you do see a psychologist, and I'll tell you about my experience. When I saw the psychologist, the main reason it helped me was because it's someone to talk to that doesn't judge you, and you can lay every single thought you have on the table. So at the time, my family was going through a divorce. My brother left with my dad and I was left with my mum, and she was very depressed. So on top of chronic fatigue, that was a very stressful time. Now, I had no one to talk to about that, and that really does build up in your subconscious over time, and it does add depression. It's bound to. Now, with the psychologist, I was able to just get out all my feelings and everything with that person, and it helped tremendously. So when it comes to sleep, if you go to a chiropractor that does trigger points and you relax your body, then you see a psychologist and you relax your mind, these impact sleep dramatically, and it will improve your health and recovery from chronic fatigue. During my time with chronic fatigue, thinking back of how tense I was, the worst pain I've ever felt in my whole life, I had to have an emergency appointment at the dentist, because I had ground my wisdom tooth, to the nerve through grinding my teeth at night. Now, subconsciously, that was all the stress just bubbling over at night and me grinding it out in my teeth. And by seeing a psychologist and a chiropractor and obviously having the tooth out, I no longer grind my teeth.